Okay, podcast number 4. This is. I just had to check my notes. So I'm going to set up where we are. We're in my hotel room in Birmingham, in the hotel divan. You didn't stay the night. It wasn't a Rob Key situation.
It's very posh, Clyde.
Well,
when you said you were staying over, I didn't think you. I thought you were more of a travel lodge or a Premier Inn.
Do you know the reality is?
When you said hotel divan, I thought things must be going well.
The reality
Are you getting paid for these podcasts?
The reality is, you got me free tickets, so I sort of offset the price of the ticket. I thought, if I got free tickets,
and then I give you 4 tickets.
I didn't sell those.
Did you sell the
no,
other one?
When you sent me that text, I was like, I thought, well, it'll be great actually because I'll have extra space. Because one thing that's nice to have at the cricket
is a bit more room.
It's just, I went to the Oval a couple of weeks for the last 3 days. The only 3 days of that test. And the second day, I had literally, literally no room. It was ridiculous. They were just stacking people in there. So the thought of having like a bit of extra space. However, what normally happens is somebody sits on the seat that's yours.
So you thought, rather than give a ticket to someone who would love to go, probably can't afford it, might have lost his job. No, I'm going to keep it so I can put my other arse cheek on a seat.
But would you? This is a question to you. Would you want to be sitting all day next to somebody that's a bit down?
No, you've got a valid point.
But that's the thing about the cricket, because it's not like going to the football for like 90 minutes. You got to sit all day with that person and normally have a bit of a chat with them. So I was thinking, and then I felt bad actually, because the cab driver that took us to the ground was one of those cab drivers where you have the weirdest conversation with somebody that you would never normally, not in a bad way, not like he was like bigoted or anything like that. He was like,
not your normal cabby then.
He was talking to us about the meaning of life.
Amazing.
For a good 20 minutes.
That's a good swerve. That you would not want to be sat next to that cricket.
I mean,
you'd have that first conversation where he'd just be thanking you for an hour. This is brilliant. And then you get an awkward thing like, what do we talk about now? Yeah.
And then he'd have to go, how do you know Freddie? And then I'd be like, the podcast. And then he'd be a Ricky Gervais fan. And then it'd go really badly because he'd be angry about the fact we knocked Ricky off top spot. Although obviously Ricky's come back there because he's very powerful. So, but I did
very powerful.
I did find out what the meaning of life is. The bloke told me yesterday, and he got it off a monk in Tibet because he's been travelling. This is serious. This is what he said to me. The meaning of life is memories, because you can't take anything else with you into the afterlife apart from memories.
And he's got that on good authority.
Yeah, that's what the monk told him. Right. So, I'll segue nicely because I had some good memories from yesterday.
Oh, amazing!
That's an amazing segue. So this podcast, I think we should just talk about. I think we should just talk about really yesterday because it was obviously I went there. Me and my wife went to watch the games. Really, I didn't even think you might be playing, but then you got a game at the end of the day.
Well, no, I was hoping to play, but my preparation over the past 3 weeks has been a bit different.
Yeah.
I've been making fish and chips. I've been going around the country in a fish bag.
Have you used that to train in any way? Have you tried to incorporate?
It's like Rocky.
Have you been punching haddock?
Rather than chasing chickens, I've been chasing dead fish. I've been chasing cod and peeling potatoes. I've been lifting bags of spuds, like in Rocky 4 when he went to Russia.
Did you go on massive beers?
Massive beers. I was picking spuds up and using dumbbells with vinegar. It's been different because I have trained so hard. I've been up early training.
Yeah.
But
before filming,
I've been 12, 14 hour days. Yeah. How you can stretch that far? How you can stretch 12 hours making a fish? I don't know. It's going to be good though. But yeah, I found myself. I popped home on Tuesday to go and have a bowl and a bat at Lancashire. On Thursday, I had the bizarrest bowling session I've ever had in my life. I thought I've got to have a bowl. I was in Scotland, in the Highlands, on a loch, which we kayaked to, and then we wild camps on a private island at this place near Killing. And I took my bowling boots and a bowl with me. I was on this little island, bowling at the cameraman, just trying to bowl, get my body moving. So when I turned up yesterday for practice, I didn't have a chance of playing.
Yeah.
It was like making the numbers up, I think, or getting sponsors on the shirt.
Because we watched you warm up, because we got there around about 2, I think, and your game was at 2:30, and I thought, oh, looks like he's playing, because you're going through the motions.
Yeah, I practiced well on Friday, and for I see he's not bad for a fish fryer. he's all right, and I put myself in the frame, but I didn't play the semi-final. I didn't expect to. There was always a chance if someone went down, someone got injured, I'd get a game.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it was Kabir Ali.
Yeah, who had been injured sort of anyway.
He's got a dicky shoulder, yeah. But the sad thing is, I get on so well with Kabir. He's been so good. So it was like bittersweet because I wanted to play, but I didn't want my mate to get hurt.
Yeah. And when did you find out that you were actually going to be playing in the final? Because Rachel and I saw you run in front of us.
That's the fastest and furthest I've run.
Do you know what? I was quite impressed because you looked pretty quick. And what was good, what I really liked, is the fact that the crowd knew that you could hear the crowd on your right, so we knew you were coming. And then the Sky people had the Sky commentary, Maria, were going, "Oh, it looks like you might be playing. Looks like Kabir Ali's sort of injured." Yeah,
well, I was sat on the side in the dugout talking to Vaughan. He was just taking a mick out of me.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing here? It's like, you just come to sit in a dugout. It's like, I did have a feeling like waiting for a bus in that dugout. What am I doing? And then not looking like playing. Then I started talking to Andrew Strauss, and I was just telling him how bad my batting was. and he was telling me about some of the comments he's made recently. And then the physio came over and said, "Get ready to play." I was like, "You are?" Because I saw Kabir had gone down. Kabir. Yeah. So I ran round, but as I was running round, I was excited that I was going to play. But also, I'd run about 10 yards and then realised I'd not tied my shoelaces. I was in my Air Max and my shoelaces weren't tied. And the back of my heel kept slipping off. I thought, I'm going to fall over here. So I was trying to run as quick as I could, but also with my toes scrunched up in my trainers. So I kept my shoes on. I thought, this could go wrong here. Either I'm going to get injured running around the ground and get changed, or I'm just going to fall flat on my face in front of 20,000 people.
Did you see, I don't know if they picked it up on telly when I went to the Oval, when Joe Root came out to bat?
No.
Did you see what he did? It was amazing. So he does quite a big warm-up when he walks out. It's a lot of that, practicing shots and then running backwards and then running forwards, and he's really like getting himself in the zone. And he was swinging his bat like as hard as he could. It flew out of his hand.
Did he?
And the whole crowd just started laughing. I mean, completely, not even like there was no support for him at that point. He was on his own, even though he was an England player. It was brilliant. Blessing. So if you'd have gone over, but we'd have probably loved you for it if you'd have gone over.
Yeah, I was going over. I managed to get round. I got changed. And the lads came off. It was a quick turnaround, so I had a quick ball. I found him, how is this happening? It's finals day. I've been frying fish for 3 weeks. Could my life get any stranger? I'm now in the middle of like the biggest game we've had in ages. And yeah, I was trying to warm up. I warmed up well. And I'd not batted since the morning.
Yeah.
I thought, I won't get in. I'm number 9. Never batted number 9 in my life. It's like, number 9, are you sure? And then it just happened so quick. And I was bowling.
But the crazy thing is, you got a wicket, you got Ian Bell's wicket with your first ball. I mean, it was an amazing catch, let's be fair.
It was a great catch.
It was an amazing catch. But then you did, which made the Observer today, you did the classic Flintoff arms outstretched stance.
Yeah.
Do you do that when you achieve anything?
Anything.
Is that what you do?
When we got to number 1 in the podcast charts, I was studying Greg's waiting when the news broke, and I just stuck my arms out.
Did you come out with pasties in each hand?
Yeah. It was a bizarre thing because in warm-ups in the nets yesterday, I bowled a lot quicker. It's like you get into a game and you get a bit nervous and you just think, I just want to get it somewhere near it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
And I reckon 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I would have expected to get Ian Bell out.
Yeah.
When I was a bit better than what I am now, and he wasn't as good as what he is.
Let's be fair, Ian Bell was a really, really, really good player.
Amazing, one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
And these things come out my hand, just ball. And he's probably thought, I'm having that. And then he just stopped on it because it was so slow. And then he's gone up in the air, and then Carl Brown, he ran back, he ran forward, and nearly fell over.
I did think he was going to fall over.
I was like, oh no, here we go. And he caught it. And the celebration was more surprised. It was. I'd love to say I was styling it out, but it was. I just got Ian Bell out. What do I do? All the lads are running around. Just stick your arms out. So I stuck my arms out and tried to play it cool. But it was a decent start.
Were you when you came in when the ball was chucked to you? Were the nerves really good? I mean, was it jangly?
I get more nervous batting, but there was, because in warm ups I bowl quicker and I can bowl quicker than that. But it was like I tightened up a bit. It was good, and that first over went really well. My second one, I bowled the worst ball I've ever bowled in my life.
That was the full toss that got hit for 6.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a normal. He crouched a bit, and it was. It's like this is going to go horribly wrong again. This is going to go wrong. And then,
but listening to Sky, I mean, they were saying there was a problem yesterday. There was a lot of full tosses bowled, but actually Jimmy Anderson, the other end. I mean, he got hit quite a lot yesterday, didn't he? So
yeah, the problem is in 2020 in that first 6 overs, it's a thankless task.
Yeah.
It's awful. It is. I've never known anything like it. You come in, you got batters now who can belt it everywhere. You've got 2 men outside the circle. It's like you can't. If you go for less than 10, you've had a really good day.
Yeah.
And what you do is I've only played 3 games, but I'm becoming better. When I get it for 6, looking nonchalant. It's like I've worked on it. It's like, don't look like you're too bothered, but you want to cry. And then that Porterfield at the last ball of the over, the 7th ball of the over for 6. I've never seen him at 6 in his life. And I thought, this is going wrong. But then the spinners came on and dragged it back for us.
Yeah. Because they were listening to the commentary, they were thinking maybe you were going to bowl at the death. That was the idea.
I thought that was what I was there for. And I was desperate to.
Yeah.
But 2 of the lads bowled quite well, and it was a judgment call. Whether it was the right one or in hindsight, but it's a great thing. But he thought Tom Smith was he bowled well.
Yeah. And
then Jimmy, he bowled the last 2. So I thought I might get a couple more overs.
Yeah.
And in some ways, bowling at the death is easier than bowling in them 6 overs. You can spread your field out. You only have to bowl Yorkers, really.
Yeah.
But it wasn't to be. I thought my part in the game was over. I thought I'd done that.
Well, that brings us neatly to the batting, because we were sat right behind you, and it was cold yesterday. It started to get really.
It must
really
have been
cold.
Freezing in the stands.
I was wearing shorts. My wife's wearing shorts, and at one point at the break, just before the final, we did a full lap of the ground in order to find some sort of jumper. And we couldn't. There was so much like dodgy merchandise, and then we found the official Warwickshire shop. But even in there was just T-shirts with people proclaiming their love of bears, and everybody knows I love bears. Living in Brighton,
you had to buy one of them being there.
So we couldn't warm up, and then just watching everybody. You guys went into bat. Lots of people sitting there with just like T-shirts on. You had a hoodie on, which I was very envious of. Well, it wasn't a hoodie actually; it was more of a tracksuit top. Yeah, I was thinking, I really wish I had one of them. You look really warm. But when you're sitting there and you've got to go out and bat, and it's cold, and it's the night, it's dark. Is it harder? You must be like more.
No, I don't mind the nights. It's mornings. I'm not a morning person.
Oh, yeah.
I've got to come round. But I was sat there. It was like, I'm batting number 9. I had to ask, when you bat number 9. When did you put your pads on?
Oh, yeah, you weren't padded up for ages.
I didn't know when to do it, because usually, like, I used to bat number 6, number 7, and I had my routine down to a T.
Yeah.
3rd wicket goes down, get your kit on really quick, because you're in next. And I said to Jordan, who was next to me, I says, when do I bat? Well, how many wickets go down and then I'm in? Is it 6?
Well, you didn't know.
I was trying to work out. Actually, so if I'm number 9, is it 7 wickets down or 8 wickets down? When do I walk out? And then seriously, I thought, I always walk out to bat the same way with my helmet in my hand. And when I was in, I set off to go out, I promise you. And as I was walking out, I was actually thinking, is it my turn? should I be going in now?
What do you think they were going to send you back?
Well, I was like, no, just go with it, get your head down and keep walking. I think actually Jordan went in before me, so yeah, I think I'm right. I think I should be coming out to bat. But then even now, it's like used to sit there with a coffee and read the paper and then go and have a bat. But now there's like these ladders on the floor in front of
you.
you.
Yeah, the ladder thing. I was watching the ladder thing
to warm your feet up.
Yeah, I think you didn't do any of that though.
No, because you know why? I was toying with it. Well, everybody else does it. Should I do it? I'm thinking no, because it's meant to be for fast feet. My feet are not fast. It would be like 1 foot in, 1 foot in, 1 foot in, and you're in front of a lot of people.
Yeah,
there's 5,000 people behind the dugout. I think I'm not doing that. So I did the old stereotypical, played a few drives, and then like bounced up and down on my feet.
You did the without the bat drive. I noticed. So they're kind of like that sort of like golf, almost like a golf thing.
Yeah, it was. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I hate warming up anyway, but like warming up to bat just seems.
And did you
a bit extreme?
And so this morning when I was watching Sky Sports in the gym, and they had. I didn't see this at the time yesterday, but you had a big white sticker on your helmet. Why did you have a big white sticker on your helmet?
I have no kit sponsor at the minute, right?
Right.
And at the minute, probably never have one again. This is like, I'm never going to have a kit sponsor again. I remember my last kit sponsor, Puma. I signed with them. And then the next day, there's like this phone call to the agent at the time saying, "Oh, we've made a mistake." All right, we've had a restructure. We don't want him. Well, we've signed now.
A restructure?
Yeah, it's like, no, we don't want him. We got the wrong person. We wanted
this lad.
Yeah, we wanted this lad from Bury, not him. So I've got no kit sponsor, and I honestly, I'm borrowing Tom Smith's boots, who plays at Lancashire.
This is for real.
For real.
You've not got your own boots.
No. Right. So I'm borrowing Tom Smith's boots, the nice boots.
Yeah. Is he the same size as you?
Well, they're a bit big, but they've stopped me bowling no balls, so I'm happy. And then, this is so unprofessional. I've had a rummage in my garage to get some kit. So I've got some pads. I've got some red pads, which is fine.
Yeah.
I've no thigh pads. I'm not wearing thigh pads at the minute because I don't have any, and I don't. So I've got some gloves. The good thing about not having a kit sponsor is that you can just go around all the other lads' bags and find the best bat, so that you're not under any pressure to use anybody's bat. So
is that what you've done then?
I used about 4 different bats yesterday morning in practice, and then Stephen Croft, I ended up borrowing one of his cracking bat. So I borrowed his bat. My helmet I've got on my head is a 10-year-old woodworm helmet,
right?
Which I used to wear when I played with England, which I found in the garage about a month ago.
Has it got the 3 lions on then?
It's got the 3 lions. I've not got a problem with wearing the 3 lions because I've worn them before and I like it. But I think you get fined if you're not wearing the correct kit. So I've got a white sticker over the front of my helmet. And that helmet, I swear you're not, right? It's the heaviest thing you can ever put on your head. It's like putting a brick on your head. So when you bat, you start falling over and your head goes over. However, I feel so safe in it. I've been hit on the head so many times with that on. It'd stop a bullet. I would not trust my face with anything else now, being a Giacomo model. I need to wear the correct gear. So I've borrowed a load of kit.
But I think you should have gone out with the 3 lions on and just walked up to anybody who doesn't have an England cap. Just gone, have you not got one of these? Where's your...
Chuck penny these days. So I've got out in all this borrowed kit, and I'm not sure if I should be batting. And I'm thinking, I can't really bat anymore.
So just to set the scene for people who aren't aware. So basically, Lancashire, it was coming down to, there was only like 3 overs left at the most, I think, because there wasn't more than 3 overs when you came out to bat.
2.5, I think.
And there was
30
odd required, 40 odd required.
Yeah, about 40, I think. I don't even know.
Yeah.
So I was also I'm having a shock here. I was looking at the wrong thing on the scoreboard. I thought them scoreboards in my day. It was pretty simple. Someone put tins up, or you pulled a rope and it turned over.
Yeah.
You didn't have run rate, predicted run rate, Duckworth. It's just too many things.
There's a lot going on.
I'm looking at it, I think, actually, this is confusing.
And then there's the wasp.
Just try and hit it.
Yeah.
Just hit it.
The wasp. Do you know the wasp?
The...
That was explained yesterday when I was listening to the commentary about the percentage chance that team will win. If it goes below 10%...
You're struggling, aren't you?
You're not...
You're struggling.
You're not going to win. And I think it was around about something like 11 when you came in or something. But then you hit 2 consecutive sixes.
Yeah, I went in, and my first ball, it was Walks, who I rate actually, and I've seen him on telly, and I thought he's quite quick this time, he might be too quick for me. So I've never watched the ball as hard, and I got there, and it started coming down, I thought, that's alright, and just managed to push one.
Yeah.
And then I said to Jordan Clark, I was batting with, because he was in, I says, look, I'm just going to push one and you can hit some sixes. He says, no, you have a go. So he got out, and I thought, I'm going to have to now. And I don't even know his name, Dalton Digby or something. The tall lad.
There was two really tall bowlers.
Boyd Rankin's massive.
But also, I think this is a thing that they agreed. Rankin said to the two shortest players on the pitch, "Come and stand next to me at all times," because he looked like a giant. He looked like he wasn't real.
It's like mind games. Yeah. He's like an X-Man.
Yeah. Maybe they did that thing, when you go on your knees and you put your shoes on your knees.
Just bless him. But yeah, this lad bowled, and the first two I went at him, and I thought I'm going to go deep in my crease and try and get him over his head. And I actually said, I'm going to hit this for six. And then it was nice when it happens like that. And I hit him for six again. And then I went on horrible things where my eyes went a little bit and started getting really into it.
Well, you suddenly thought,
I can win this.
We might, yeah.
I'm enjoying this. Yeah. Look at it, it's brilliant. It's brilliant, this.
Yeah.
And
there was from my perspective, being in the crowd, I was with all the Lancashire fans, but there was a sense going around the ground. It was like, hang on a minute.
No, we can win.
And also, you might win. You might hit the winning runs. Was that sort of feeling as well?
Yeah, but then I hit him for that second six, and I walked past him, and he had a big grin on his face. And he was staring at me. I shouted at him. I just shouted at him. What are you looking at? But I put another word in there, and it's like shouting at a stranger. I don't even know him. And then I don't know.
Why do you think he was smiling at you then?
It was one of them which we mentioned before. When you get it for six, you got to look like it doesn't really matter.
Right.
He's got a smile on. You shouldn't be smiling.
Yeah.
Just put you out the park.
Yeah.
And then I walked past, and then I said that, and I felt really bad. Why have you done that? I was a bit embarrassed. And then next over, I don't even know how many we needed. This is where I was looking at the board. I was looking at run rate required, and it said 18 or something. I'm thinking, how's that possible? It must be wrong. So it was 14, and we ran to the keeper. First ball, Stephen Parry missed it, and we decided we're going to run, but then hesitated, and then carried on running, and I put an horrible dive in.
Yeah, you got covered in turf.
I've grazed my knees.
Have you?
Oh, it's occupational hazard, apparently. And then I should have hit the next ball for 4, I just couldn't quite get it wide enough, got 2. Then got another 2, and I was a little bit tired from 2 twos and 2 balls. But then I hit the next one, because I'd gone deep in my crease and my weight was all on my back foot, I couldn't get going quick enough to run 2.
Yeah.
And at that point, I thought, that's it, we need 8 off 2.
Mm.
With all respect to Stephen, he's not going to hit him.
Yeah.
But then there's another thing where I had to check the rules with the umpire.
Yeah, what was the 9:32 rule or something? I don't.
Well, I wasn't aware of the time. Apparently, if you don't bowl your overs in a certain amount of time, there's a 6-run penalty. Which rules is rules, but I'm glad that wasn't enforced. Really, it's a bit of a So if it would have won, but it would have been a shallow victory. It's like I wouldn't want to win like that. Well, actually, maybe.
Yeah. With that said.
Yeah, with that said.
Rules are rules.
It'd have been better than trudging off losing. Rules are rules. But I said to him, and I still don't know if he got this right or not, and I have to check it later. Because if it ties, then I don't know if it's a super over or goes on wickets.
Some wickets, they said.
Was it on wickets?
Yeah, it's on wickets.
That was good then, because I've been worried about that all night.
Yeah.
Because I said to Rob Bailey, I said, is it wickets or is it super over? And he looked at me, he didn't look entirely sure. So I was saying, Rob, I would
imagine he knows more about the rules than you do, though. Because when he looks at the scoreboard...
And he's got his own kit.
He probably knows the scoreboard inside out.
He probably knows everything. But I stopped the game and I was shouting to Walks. I said, hang on a minute, Walks, we're just having a chat here. So I'm chatting to him about the rules of the game. So I was thinking, if it was a super over, I should have taken 1 and then tried to hit a 6.
Yeah.
Last ball.
Right.
So that ball last ball was right in the slot to hit for 6.
Yeah.
But it was funny, like, we didn't do it. We give the crowd false hope. And then...
It was a great game, though. It was a great final, I think.
And I fair play to the Warwickshire lads afterwards. I thought they behaved wow.
Yeah.
So I played in games where we got beat, being English, we got beat a lot, and the opposition just disappeared. But I thought the Warwickshire lads did it well. And
Yeah.
there was deserving winners. I apologised to the big lad for shouting at him. Yeah, he asked for one of my shirts, but I said, "Oh no."
Yeah. Did he have two short mates with him at that point when you were apologising?
Oh, Boyd Rankin, yeah. He had Porterfield, who's 5'2", and the keeper Ambrose next to him. You're big.
It's when they signed Warwick Davis next season. So what was the what did you do after? Was it just back to the hotel and?
Well, we went off, and it's the worst thing ever receiving a second place medal. You know, I don't know how these Olympians smile about it. You know, you have a win, you lose.
Yeah.
And you go on a podium and get something for second place. I do not bother. You know, it's either first place gold or nothing in my book.
Yeah.
So it's awful. Michael Vaughan was just destroying me, but in a nice way. He was very supportive in his own way. I had a chat with Nick Knight, who's a lovely man. I had a chat with him. It was nice. It was almost like though I'd sooner lost by 104 because all the lads went out last night, and I went out for a bit, had a few Diet Cokes and went back to my room. But I just can't stop thinking. I couldn't sleep. All I've been thinking about is that no ball, thinking, if I had a ball, that one ball went for 14 runs. 2 and a 6, and the spur ball went for 6, thinking, we'd have won the game. And then you just think about little instances all the game, and you just beat yourself up about it.
But it is tiny. It's weird, isn't it? Because when you watch the field in a game like that, I mean, it's usually so brilliant because like one run is so precious when it comes to the death. I mean, the catch that you dropped, which is a really hard catch. I thought you got that because it sounded like
I didn't.
It sounded like it had stuck in your hand but
I'm not the most agile, and I've not been recently. And I saw Ricky Clark, and he's tried to paddle it past me at short fine leg. It's like one of these new shots where instead of trying to whack it, it's like you deflect it. And I saw it, and I thought, oh, I better dive. And I've dived, and then I felt it. I thought that's in my hand. And I tried to cling onto it, and it just pops out. It was one of them where if it's full in the hand, you'll catch it.
Yeah.
But it didn't. We got him out next ball. But
yeah,
again,
it was that next ball.
But again, that'd have been 2 runs. If you'd caught that'd have been 2 runs off.
Yeah.
And you think we bowled a couple of wides. And whatever you do, like if it goes well, and it doesn't matter, it's like all you do is just beat yourself up. And you go through this thing where you try and turn back time, thinking, "Oh, I'd have done." You can't turn back time.
No.
There's more important things you probably do.
I mean,
you could turn back time.
Cher told us you can't turn back time.
Yeah, but if you could find a way.
Yeah. If you'd have come out dressed as Cher, then I think there was a chance you could have got some people out.
But yeah, and you just beat. I still am now just thinking about the things you could have done better. But
I got asked this week by somebody, and they said, "Why do you think Freddie's playing again?" And I said, "I think it's imagine being so brilliant at something, and then being told you can't do that, and then given the chance to do it again. You did it yesterday, and how did that feel?"
Yeah, it was amazing. You know, if I'd have won, it'd have been 100 times better.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I thought I'd be quicker than what I was, but that's fine. But I was stood out there. I've not played at Edgbaston since 2009, and I love it that the crowd are amazing.
Yeah.
And I just stood there for the first bit thinking, how is this happening? I don't understand this.
Well, they summed it up on the commentary. They said, in the past 5 years, you played 2 games, and now you're here.
Yeah, it was.
That's crazy.
It was like, get your head into this. You're not here just to watch, or just get your head into it. And even the one thing which was really humbling, which was I didn't expect, was that I went to warm up before one of the games. And I went with Tom Smith and borrowed his boots and walked round the ground. And I'd been going round the back to the nets. Yeah. I couldn't get... There's people there queuing for beer and burgers and you can't get through. So Tom was going to pitch. It was a little bit embarrassing. Like, it was all shouting and chanting and clapping. And it wasn't just Lancashire fans. It was like, really? Why? League of Their Own or Giacomo? What?
It's these podcasts.
Is it what
it's gone crazy.
Said, that Holcroft. Where's Holcroft? Get him out here. It was.
I saw people wearing Fred's Afraid of the Dark t-shirts.
Find him. But it was one of the...
It's because we didn't think we'd ever get the chance to see it again. Doesn't matter who you were supporting yesterday. To see you play, people didn't think they'd get the chance, and they got to see it. And not only that, they got to see you hit 2 sixes and take a wicket, which we didn't think we'd see.
No, I probably should set my standards a bit higher. But I got message after message last night as well. Like the kids just stayed up to watch it, and then I felt really bad. She said, because Rocky, he loves it, my youngest. He said, Rocky's nearly crying. She said, I said, oh, tell him I'm sorry. He's like,
because you lost.
Because we couldn't win, or I don't know if it was because he felt bad for me, or he didn't like the fact.
Because you borrowed some of his kit.
Yeah, his box on. That's another thing I've learned since I've come back. You can wear a box. It was always a no-no. You can't wear boxer shorts. So when you're back, because your box falls out. Yeah. But now there's this new innovation where you can.
You can wear boxer shorts
and put your box.
How does that work then?
You put it in a sock, and then you pull the top of the sock over the elastic, and it keeps it in place. That's the one thing I've learned over the past few weeks.
When I used to play, we had one box for the whole team. Yeah, so when somebody was coming off, have you ever done that? Yeah. Somebody's coming off, and you have to take their box. And if they batted for like a long time, that's a sweaty old. And we had one called the kettle, which was massive. You know, there's the plastic, there's those thin plastic ones, right. But we had one which was more metallic, and it was called the kettle. It was ginormous.
Was that for one person in particular?
It wasn't for me.
One of the things yesterday, which was amazing, our captain, he got pulled up in the disciplinary because he got out and he had a tantrum.
Oh,
his paws.
He wouldn't leave.
He wouldn't go. This is like in cricket. It's like
he was going nowhere, was he?
He stuck his arms out, saying, "I didn't eat it. I didn't eat it." I thought at one point he was going to start jumping up and down and stamping on his feet, or like kids do, or sit down and say, "I'm not moving.
Yeah,
I'm not moving."
There for ages.
Or take the ball and put it in his pocket. You're not playing.
And then when he came off, I was thinking, how's he going to do this? Because we were sat right behind the dugout, and he threw his bat and his helmet down. Yeah,
but that's where them were. It's a part of the game where it's not going well for you. But however, you can't help but laugh. Like the dugout, just put their heads down. You can see everyone's shoulders just going up and down. And he was taking a mickey out of him last night horribly. He got called in front of the umpires, and he's had some sort of...
Is that after the game then? You get called in?
Yeah.
You have to go and see the umpires?
Yeah, but it was like, if you're going to do something memorable. Don't just stick your arms out and say, I'm not out. I'm not out. It was...
it's not like they were going to go, oh, do you know what? Actually,
was expecting Rob Burt to say, right. You know, Paul, yeah. On second thoughts, you carry on.
But the big thing from yesterday, I mean, the thing that like I was most impressed by, I mean, and Rach was the same, my wife was the same, and it was awe-inspiring, was the mascot race.
Oh,
it was. I didn't stop laughing for the whole. I saw Lanky.
Lanky had a shocker.
But to be fair, I got to work out how he could see, because I was confused. Yeah. He has got like a letterbox thing.
He has, and he had to hold his head so it didn't come off, and he was trying to look through his letterbox. And
Did you see it?
Face planted about 3 times.
I couldn't. Like, I really. And one of my favourite bits was with the ones that are like meant to be lady mascots, and they've got skirts. Their skirts were falling down, but they're just trying to hold their skirts up. And then at the end, it was Michael Vaughan. He was inside the squirrel costume.
Well, fair play to him, because he gets hammered. You know, he's got that syrup.
Yeah.
He's got that hair that's grown back.
Yeah.
He hasn't really stuck on his head.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's a good point about cricketers. Gooch. Vaughan.
Well, Strauss is should, but I don't think he will.
No. Strauss is. Yeah, he's not going to.
Matthews.
Yeah.
Oais Shah.
Oais Shah.
Yeah, I saw him yesterday. I said, your hair's grown back. He said he's got a good one, actually. He's looked quite natural. Ricky Ponting, I'm nailed on sure he's had his done.
Yeah.
He's kept it quiet. He's not put his head on back at sun and exposed himself, but he's had it done, definitely.
Have you ever seen I think it was an advert that Graham Gucci did in the swimming pool, when he's got 2 people dunking him and then picking him up by his hair?
Yeah, but we Gucci, right? My first England Day tour was to Sri Lanka, and Graham Gooch and Mike Gattin were the coaches. And he just had it done. And we was in the bar one night, all the team, and we were just chatting, and then all of a sudden, everyone turned around to look at Graham. His hair had fallen off. Seriously, right? This is Graham Gooch. I was about 19, 20, and everyone's looking. it was one of them awkward moments where his hair's gone like to one side. And he's completely oblivious. So everyone's like looking. So who's going to say something? So it was decided I say something. So I just Graham. He said, "Yes, Freddie." I said, "Your hair's come off." Right? So he said, "What?" I said, "Your hair's falling off, Graham." Right? This is like early days of these things, these wigs. It's like he's then gone to the toilet and must have had a bit of an adjust and turned it about. Then came back in the bar and sat down and with his hair like not quite right. And then the next day he had to phone up whoever advanced studio had used, and this hairdresser came out to Schlenker to sort his banner out.
No.
But he was like, he had to move it. it was the most bizarre thing ever. Oh, bless him. But well, I reckon, in a strange way, Kevin Peterson, he's gutted he's not going bold. Because he's got a deal there, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
He'd be all over that,
yeah.
Kev.
He'd be perfect for it. But talking to Gucci, 'cause being at Edgbaston yesterday, first test I ever went to was about 1989, 1990 at Edgbaston. And I've only ever been back once since for a county game on yesterday. And it was just really weird, like being back at Edgbaston and trying to work out where I sat when I first came and stuff. But the thing that I don't think if you've never been to a proper cricket match, proper first class cricket match, the thing that always shocks you is how far a wicketkeeper stands back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that moment that I remember just sitting down thinking, why is he so far back? Because like even to fast bowlers at school level, they more or less people stand up to the stumps, don't they? Really, but it's just, and I think that's the thing about coming back to that catch that you unfortunately dropped. The pace at which the ball flew into your hand, or nearly flew into your hand, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's funny because I remember when I first played at Old Trafford, I was 15 playing for the reserves at Lancs. I was sat on the side watching, and I had that very same thought. The keeper, he was like halfway back to the boundary. I was thinking, I can't do this. I can't do it. It's too quick. Look at it. And I was petrified. And then when you get out in the middle, it's like, see, it's all right. It's just the wickets are harder and they bounce. The balls are a little bit quicker. Yeah. Not massively.
I mean, it looks like you've got no time to even think what you're doing. It's mostly got to be instinct at some point, hasn't it? Because it's just going so fast. But yes, it was really good to go back to Edgbaston. But I did remember that day I did see Leslie Crowther. Remember Leslie Crowther? He was game
show host.
Yeah, he was at Edgbaston, so it was my first proper star spot. So I thought cricket is a glamorous game.
Cool.
Cricket attracts some glamorous people.
Leslie Crowther, was he that one where Come On Down?
Yeah, that was Price is Right.
Oh, we should bring that back. I love that. I reckon.
Well,
come on down.
There we go with you as host.
Yeah, go on. I'm begging again.
And another thing I remember from that day was hissing Sid Lawrence. Remember Sid Lawrence?
Hissing Sid.
Yeah. He hit. It was New Zealand were playing. He hit one of them on the head they hit their helmet, and the sound that echoed around.
Oh, it's worse inside. It's worse when you're in it. You have that moment where you think, "Am I all right?" And then you open one eye. I'm alive. I'm all right.
Does it when you get hit on the head? Does it disorientate you? Does it for the next ball?
My 10-year-old helmet. It's not with that helmet. It's only happened once at the Oval playing in South Africa. I got hit flush on the badge by Morkel, who was quite quick.
Yeah.
And but he was pathetic about it. I was a bit dazed, and he apologised. I said, "That's your job. Why are you apologising?" And the next ball, to save face, I thought, whatever, I'm going to go forward as far as I can to show I'm not scared. Really, I'm petrified. And luckily, he bowled it, and I just defended it.
Yeah.
And I just looked at him and shook my head. I thought, why did you not hit me on the head again? But it's not a nice thing. We saw Stuart Broad, didn't we? You got one between.
Yeah.
Which he'll be gutted about. Spoil them boys'
looks.
Oh, he'll be so upset.
Because I wasn't watching it, I was listening to it on the radio. And it was like proper, like he's been hit, and then they were like, and there's blood everywhere. And I was thinking, what's going on there? When I saw the pictures, I mean, it did look pretty bad.
It's not nice.
Yeah, but the other thing, just to wrap up this podcast, this special, I'm calling this
special.
This is the finals day special.
T20 special.
T20 special is the crowd yesterday. I mean, I've never seen a beer snake the size of the beer snake.
They do a good beer snake.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
I mean,
it was huge, and then the crowd get into it and they sing about it. And there's some good fancy dress yesterday as well.
It was, yeah. There was the thing that I just couldn't stop laughing about was there was 3 blokes dressed as foxes, And every time there's a thing that sounds like a sort of a hunting horn goes off, they then leg it. Leg it, but as fast as possible. They were like opposite us. But then there was about 20 Where's Wallies. But a lot of the Where's Wallies were little kids, probably only like, sort of 10-year-olds. So they were chasing the foxes.
It was brilliant.
But because the kids were small and the foxes were big, it was just, but like, as far as we could make out, on the other side where it's happening.
So you're really watching the cricket?
But I mean, but it looked like nobody was taking any notice of them on the other side. Like, it's perfectly fine to have grown men dressed as foxes just running around. But then you just thought, as it got to the end of the day, they've been doing it all day. They must be.
Well, it's like if they're drinking all day, it's like
burning
calories.
Yeah, I suppose. But as a player, this is the thing I'm always fascinated in. As a player, when you've got the rhythm, as a fan, the rhythm of the day is, we know what you get there for the first day. The first day is all about sorting yourself out. And really trying to work out if you're allowed to have a pint at 11 o'clock. It's like airport rules, isn't it? When you go to the cricket,
it's just wrong. Sports, cricket, and airports. It's acceptable to drink.
Complete. It's also acceptable. It's acceptable to dress in a ridiculous way. Drink with your breakfast. So you've got that bit, and then as the day progresses, by about 4 o'clock, it starts to get a bit rowdy.
A bit tasty, yeah.
Yeah, and I think, I know that now from being a spectator, but as a player, you must that must change the way
the atmosphere goes up a level.
Yeah.
But then your concentration levels come down a little bit because you are looking in the crowd.
Are you?
Yeah, and I played in games, especially at Yorkshire, where I fielded in front of that Western Terrace, where all the students go.
Yeah. And
they build some proper beer snakes. And getting abused by a Scooby-Doo and 8 Smurfs is the most bizarre thing ever. Just being shouted and heckled at. I think, hang on a minute, mate. I'm trying to do my job. You're the one who's come here dressed as Scooby-Doo. Don't have a go at me. This is perfectly normal. It's crackers, but Edgbaston is one of the best grounds to play at. It
was a really good atmosphere there yesterday, actually, and because I'm from Telford, which isn't far from Birmingham. It's not Birmingham. It's not even Wolverhampton. It's Telford. But it was like, it's funny being back here because you do notice it's really friendly. I think it was really friendly yesterday. It was a really good atmosphere.
Imagine a football match.
Yeah.
Where you say, you know what, we'll get 4 sets of fans in one ground and we'll sit them together.
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't happen like
Crazy.
that. It certainly wouldn't happen like that. But anyway, it was great to be there. For me, I'm sure it was great for you.
I enjoyed it. I'm going to carry on, I think.
Good.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
Good. Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah, I'm going to carry on. But I did an interview after the game yesterday with the local paper, Manchester. And I hope he thought I was joking when I said, he says, so what's your future plans? I says, well, it's an Ashes year next year. I said, if I keep improving, I reckon, Peter Moores knows what I can do. So hopefully he's going to
front page.
He's going to take it in the spirit it was intended. But you never know, do you? So I know you never know. You never know. Get a game. You'll never know how he will take it. So
I mean, I think one bit of advice I can offer you is buy some kit.
Well, we keep begging for sponsors on this. Anyone sponsor me some kit? Oh, is this what this one's sponsored by? Zuber, isn't it?
By who?
Zuber, what they called? Them flooring people in Yorkshire.
Well, we've not taken them up on the offer. The flooring company in Hull. That we're going to sponsor us.
Resin floors, office space.
I think Kate Lydon is holding out for big time.
Is she?
Yeah, like B&Q or something like that.
Make it a home base.
So, I mean...
thanks for offer, lads.
It's still up for grabs if you'd like to do your normal shout out.
Yeah, if you would like to sponsor this number 1 podcast, number 1
video podcast,
even though it's not a video, feel free to contact us at Flintoff11 on Twitter or at Clyde Holcroft. Thank you.